Hello everyone, my name is Abhijit Jha and today we are here to talk about answer writing in sociology optional. Now the heading of the class, how to score 300 plus in sociology in mains, in itself is misleading. Probably I'm here talking about 300. At one point of time it will feel like a mirage that we are chasing something, it is not there to be chased. But let me tell you that it is 300 marks in sociology is easily achievable. There are some patterns, some structures which you are supposed to follow, then you can easily achieve 300 plus marks in the sociology. Now, if it is so easy, then why it is said that general marks in sociology or average marks in sociology is between 230 to 250? Why everybody is not achieving 300? See, the problem with minor mistakes is that they are not so obvious. Some commonsensical mistakes are there. Now, the one who are below the 230 or 250 marks, they are making some mistake without realizing that they are making some mistake. One such mistake is, we are chasing books. Every year, if there is some question, and if it is asked from some particular book, for example, if we consider, say, Ramchandra Guha, if there are 3 or 4 or 5 questions directly from Ramchandra Guha, then we will start reading Ramchandra Guha, makers of the India, and we will try to include everything that is written there in the book. So the thing is that we are not consolidating what we already have. Rather, we are trying to gain new and newer knowledge every day without revising our foundation. The important thing about foundation is that it will help you in understanding sociology. See, if you have read too many books and if you are getting something like 250 marks, then that effort can be directed elsewhere. The brilliancy of any examination lies, or any candidate lies in that how you are achieving maximum potential without working in a manner which can be classified as Sisyphean task. Sisyphean, I'm using it because I also wanted to highlight the paradox of using the jargons in sociology. There is also a tendency among the students to write the jargons without understanding that what they are jargonizing about. For example, in most of the answer script I read, the deconstruction is being used too frequently. Deconstruction. Further, parochialization. What is parochial and parochialization? See, these are the words that if you will write, it will help you. But for understanding and writing that, you have to be very clear in your concept. Third, that if we are remembering all the quotes, the citation, that every thinker, every answer must be accompanied with at least 8 to 10 thinkers. And in this futile exercise, we read too many books. So, it will create problem. It will hinder your effort in getting and reaching maximum potential. But largely or essentially, the question is that what is the best way forward for writing a perfect answer or a good answer. Perfection in itself will remain a chimera. Okay, there is no such thing called perfection. So, there are some basic doubts or basics which we are supposed to follow. That how much part knowledge plays the role. Knowledge can further be categorized into two parts. One is concept, that how much conceptual clarity you do have. The other part is how much do you remember, or how much you can retain in that knowledge. For example, name of the thinker, various case studies, various supportive arguments. So, do you think that if only by consolidating or perfecting this knowledge wala part will help you in getting a good marks in sociology, then let me tell you that this can work in the graduation examination. But UPSC examination, or for that matter, answer writing for UPSC is essentially and structurally different. Here, knowledge is to be supplemented by the structure, an answer structure, which will only come when there is a clear-cut understanding of question and its keyword. Question and keywords. See, keywords is very important to understand. It is not just another fascinating word, okay, that a command is given and we are supposed to follow that. You have to understand the difference between various command and keyword that is there in the question. Discuss, elucidate, delineate, critically analyze, critically appraise. These are some of the keywords. And your answer must be framed in accordance with these keywords. So naturally, the most important thing that we can discuss, or probably all we can, all categorize into it, these three parts, that completion of syllabus in itself is not a sufficient, necessary, but not a sufficient condition for answering good marks. For that, we have to develop a structure, a proper structure which justifies the demand of the question. For example, the essence of religion in modern society, according to Durkheim. Discuss the essence of religion in modern society according to Durkheim. If, for example, if this is one of your question, then if you will write all about that how Durkheim reached the conclusion in his religious study or elementary form of religious life, and if you will quote, refer, cite, criticize everything, that is not needed. Here the essence of religion in modern society or contemporary society, if it is the question, then you have to apply the Durkheim's notion of religion to the modern society. And in accordance with that, you have to find the answer. That is important. So, you have to frame a structure that what is religion? What is religion of Durkheim? What was its essence? Is the essence same in modern society or different? If it is same, then what's the example? If it is different, then what's the example? And if you are perfectly understanding the concept, then this example can be related with current affair. Current affair or whatever is important events is there in the news. And this will help you in creating a sense of novelty or newness with a sense of application. Here your novelty and application part will converge. Now, there is other way to write the answer, that if your writing speed is good, then you will write everything with citation. The books which you have collected in these many years from the market, you will write everything, or better is to say, the regurgitate everything in this question, then you will not fetch good marks. Good marks depends upon how succinct you are and how limited you are in your words. So if you will try to follow the pattern of last 7 or 8 years, then you will see that around 70% of the total questions are conventional in nature. Now, if you will write everything that most of the other students are writing or the market is writing, as we say, then you see that there will be average marks only. For example, let me, in these many years, I have checked one question particularly from one topic, and most of the students are not faring that well in this particular topic. Ironically, this topic is emergence of sociology in modern Europe or in Europe. So, people will start writing that they were political, economical, social, modernity, and in consequence to these modernity, there were changes in the society. Now, this is what you have been taught or what you read in your very first class or maybe in second, third class in the orientation to sociology. But in 5, 6 or whatever years or months you have completed the sociology, yet you are not improvising upon the first topic. You have to show that there was structural differentiation among the various parts of the society, that how norms, culture, everything changed. So you have to use the subsequent learning from both paper 1 and paper 2, and you have to converge it into the emergence part. Then our answer will be perfect. You have to develop some classificatory types. Only with the classification you will achieve a good sense of emergence of sociology. Or you can do whatever normal people is doing, that buying a book of some topper and just remembering the every fact of it. remembering every citation of it and using it in the emergence chapter. That is not novelty. That is what everyone is doing. You have to develop your own style. That is most important part. The moment you will start developing your own style, which will eventually come when you will have command over syllabus and its application to the daily life problem and using the sociological words. Then only you will get a sense of proper answer writing. Let me elaborate this part with another example. See, there was a question, aspirational district program. It was a question of 2019. And the question was asked by the UPSC to develop or to write a sociological perspective on aspirational development program. So, most of the students wrote what they knew about the aspirational district development program and followed it with some thinkers. The only certain part they did, or the only obvious part they did, was they quoted the referred material, the cited material was vague in accordance with the demand of question. If you will understand the concept, then you will realize that there is a debate, ongoing debate in the sociology, which is sociology of localization. Now, this essentially one can find it very tough. Sociology of localization. Maybe you can point out that this is in contradiction to what you have already told, that don't run after many books. So what is sociology of localization? We haven't heard this. This is not in our syllabus. Now, what I am saying, that this is an applicative part of what you already know. Sociology of localization is nothing. It's just a conceptual application of what you know. That there is a divergence between larger national norm and subnational norms. There is a conflict, and in this conflict some states stay behind, or some part of the state stay behind. So you see that this is a sociology of localization, and this is an ongoing debate because due to globalization, a trend towards localization has already been witnessed in larger part of the society. So that part has to be applied in the aspirational district program. So you see that whatever you are reading, suppose if you are following some coaching material institution and you have the notes, so just try to consolidate upon that note. First, remember that notes or whatever is your reference material. That remember every word of it. But that knowledge must be conceptually clear. Now, the problem is that that knowledge is not conceptually clear. And in this case, people start using jargonized version of the sociology. Jargonized version means they will use the great tradition of Indian constitution, change the norms for the woman in India. This line is fine. But if you keep using the great tradition of Indian constitution everywhere, the Benthamite traditions, then it can certainly create a monotonous answer. The brilliance doesn't lie in remembering. The brilliance lies in how you are applying the knowledge that you have earned. That is more important part rather than just writing the answer with all your knowledge without any structure. So our discussion till here highlight two parts. That answer writing is all about content and context. Context you can get from content you have. Context you have to understand that how applicative you are. Content you will get from your reference material. Context can include keywords or what is the application of the question. If you will understand both these parts, content and context, then you will attain the first level, or you have done nearly 50% of your task of answer writing. But apart from that, there is also another important issue, that the content that we are writing is specific, is precise, is succinct, and it maintains brevity. And for maintaining brevity, you can use the jargons. Suppose that specific content, in specific content, either you can write the quotation or the study of various thinker in your own language. Various thinker in your own language saying that this and this has done that. Or you can simply make a bullet point and you can write that this study has been conducted by this one at this point of time and for this purpose. So both will have same impact. But the certainty is that you are at least try to mix and match both paragraph and bullet in nearly most of the question, or when you are lacking time. Paragraph format, for us we prefer paragraph format. Now let me go to the other very important issue, and we will come to it subsequently, that there is always a issue between citation and references. Citation, now the recent fact can be witnessed that we have to remember the name of the book and the study conducted. Okay, and citation is that how much references you are giving. Okay, so see, those thinkers who are mentioned in your syllabus are important thinkers, the classical thinkers, the six thinkers. If they have written any book, then you have to remember the name of the book or whatever is mentioned in the syllabus. But if you will start remembering the name of all the thinkers from Devi to Durga or these kind of book, that is not very much appreciated. You can use the reference, okay, that Gurucharan Das has shown that such phenomena has been witnessed in India. Now, if you will write Gurucharan Das in India Unbound has highlighted that we opted for a model of economy taking the worst feature of both capitalism and communism. So, you can say that, you can write that there was problem with the mixed economy as highlighted by the Guru Charandas, where he went on to highlight that some certain features of the both West and USSR were taken, worst features were taken, which resulted in a license Raj in India. Now you can write India unbound, and so probably at one point of time will come when you will start citing the page number also. So where is the scope for improvisation in this such and such case? Where is the scope for application? The more important part is application. The more important part is that how you are applying the sociological knowledge that you have gained while reading the sociology for the UPSC optional in the newspaper. That's why you will see that those people who applied the knowledge will fetch good marks in paper 2. If somebody is scoring 140 and have a paper 2, then he is using the Hindu newspaper or Indian Express newspaper, for that matter any newspaper, and he is applying the current affairs in this case. So it is better to understand the sociology. It is better to apply the sociology rather than to remember the sociology. Remembering the facts and the study is important, but it is not the thing which you are supposed to know. Be in mad rush. You have to work upon various dimensions to it. So one part, don't run behind the references and citation. Read only thing which is important, point wise or paragraph wise. See, optional is one subject in which point wise is preferred, paragraph wise is preferred over point wise. If you will answer every question in point wise paragraph, then how can somebody will check your structure, your coherence, your application, your sequencing of the fact and the novelty? It is very important to work on these aspects, that where you are putting, that what is the structure. If there is definitional problem, then we will start with the definition and what are the problems. What is the link between these? And if that, say for example, if there is a question, what are the definitional problem from tribes of India? So, definitional problem of tribes. If this is the question, so what will be the answer? First line is, what is the definition? What is the definition of tribes? Second, that how this definition came into existence, means how historical origin. Third, evolution, that how the Western classical sociologists used to define tribes. What is the application in India, that why tribes like Santhal, Bhil, Munda are not fulfilling these definitions, because they are extended over 2 or 3 states, they speak the common language, such and such thing. And why, due to this definitional problems, some tribes are still facing. So these are the things that you have to highlight, that you made a structure, it followed coherently, and you applied it with the example, that where you sequenced it, and what is the novelty, that how you are doing PTVG traits in this particular case. So if diagrams are there, then that's fine. You can show the spread, that how Bhils, Minas and Santals are spread across 2 or 3 states, that there is no common dialect, they are speaking in a common dialect Hindi or such other thing. Such things can be part of the applicative knowledge. Here, what is the use of citation in this case? You can always cite, you can quote Andre Beti, you can quote various Zaza, so there are so many thinkers, but you can simply write it. First, you have to write the content. Moving to the next point. So this part is important, that you have to have this structure, coherence, application, sequencing and novelty. So in this particular context, I prepared a model answer. The link I will give it to you. It will be there in the description. That discuss the trend in contemporary religiosity. Discuss the trend in the contemporary religiosity. So you will start with the definition first. Okay, because religiosity has to be understood. No? Religiosity is important in this context. Then you have to highlight that how due to secularization you have to discuss it from 1947 till now. You have to show that how scalar religiosity is found, that how atheism is also a problem. So people are being aesthetic. So these are the things that will come in this particular course. I will post a separate link for this question, and you can see that how it converges sociology with current affairs, and the changes that we are witnessing in the society, and how examples are used. Though there are citations, but you will see that along that citations, everything is there. Transformation in religion practice, A.M. Shah, this concept of scalar religiosity, that how people are being opportunistic while professing the religion. So everything is there. This is one model answer. So the moment you will read it, you can comment upon it, that say probably you can say that probably writing for the first time we can we will have difficulty in writing such kind of answer. It doesn't matter. Subsequently, after practicing for 2 or 3 times, you will read in 1 year. Naturally, I'm not here to talk about Panchvarshi Yojana. So subsequently or eventually you will reach a point when you will have command and control over your language and sociology. Then you can write any type of model answer. I haven't used many jargons. What I showed that there is changes. That changes were being witnessed in the society. For example, if there is a question, because farmers movement isn't too much, or it used to be till last year, was very much in the news, and every other day there is some kind of farmer movements in India. So probably if there is a question like discuss the changing characteristics of the farmers movement in India, then you have to highlight that how in different phases, say for example 1947 to 1966, 1966 to 1988, 1988 till 2003 2004, 2003 to 2016-17, and after 2016-17, what has changed in this movement? That how in these movement farmers collaborated, opposed, and looked for the state in their overall phenomena or functioning. So these are the things you have to understand, the specific, the precise point of the question, and in this case you have to use, and in any particular case you have to apply or link it with the current affairs. Eventually there will come a point when you will be very comfortable with writing the answers. That is important. So we are starting a test series from 18th of June, where What you know will be appreciated, but the emphasis will be on where to place a particular thing. That answer writing is an art. It is an important art. See, probably, there is a fashion, there is a mushrooming of food blogger nowadays. Everyone can say, or everyone with a camera or with some sense of public confidence becomes a blogger, and they generally try to highlight or influencer that this in this particular area this is very famous food, even though they don't know the taste of it. Now I'm just using this metaphor to highlight upon the point that anybody can cook. Anybody can cook. The problem is a perfect chef or perfect cook will know where to put what part of the masala, temperature, everything can be, the taste depends upon that thing. So when I will be evaluating your paper, in the grand design of things or grand designs of answer writing, the minor part of things which are left, my emphasis is upon that your answer should not be overburdened with citation. It has to have some structure, it has to have some sense of coherence and such other things. So as a critique of your answer, I will highlight upon the way which have worked with us till now. We do have students who have scored 300 from the test series, but our focus is upon applying the details and applying it the minor or minute parts of the details which will be help you with the evolution of your answer writing by the way of evaluation. So, and yes, you can always comment upon this question. Okay, there will be a PDF link in the description and you can download, and if you are finding it difficult, then you can always consult LUKMAAN IAS. I will be there even if you are not taking admission here, so we can talk about this. And with that note, thank you, best of luck for your future endeavor or for your examination, prelims examination. Thanks a lot.